What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and I want to do a quick check-in on you. Yes, you, the savvy crypto investor. The purpose of this video is to make sure that everybody's got their heads screwed on right, because in moments like this, where Bitcoin's at a relative low point, things can get a bit screwy with our psychology and our emotions, and I want to make sure that we're all making the right decisions. So hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get into this, okay? So I'm looking on x.com here. First I'm looking at the price of Bitcoin, right? One of my more recent videos, we literally talked about how the price would probably come right back down to this area, much akin to the same kind of style of price action that we saw back here, where we just kind of move sideways. We're range bound. Why? Because coincidentally enough, it's this type of behavior that messes with people most. When we're moving sideways, being boring, people actually lose their asses the most, because what happens is people will go long at the top and they will short the bottom. And that's exactly what's happening here. I'll validate that real quick, but this isn't even the point of this video, but I'll just validate that real quick. Let me show you, right? Yesterday, we had $10 billion in longs. Now we have $6.5 billion. So we lost about $3.5 billion in longs. Okay. Is that right? Yeah. We had about $15 billion in shorts. Now we have $17.5 billion in shorts. Literally, the longs converted to the shorts is what happened. Okay. On a 24-hour period yesterday, we had $3 billion in longs, $3 billion in shorts. Now we have $4.5 billion in shorts, $1.7 billion in longs. We literally converted all of our longs went to shorts. That's what happened. Okay, so in other words, we're literally seeing it in the data that people are shorting the bottom, and they were yesterday long at the top. Right, we're literally seeing it happen. So with that being said, I also said that there would be a bunch of people at the top yesterday and tomorrow and the next day, every single day that we're up at these areas, there will be a bunch of people who are saying, we're going to rally to new all-time highs, short squeeze incoming, we move down fast, but we're going to move up faster. You know, there's going to be that whole, and when we do break out, we are going to move up fast. We absolutely will. We'll move up at this pace. We might move up faster, and we'll see new all-time highs. Absolutely we will. I very much believe it. But people, the main thing that I'm trying to address is not the price action, but the psychology. People are going to be the loudest with their beliefs at these low points and at these high points for the next week or two. We're probably going to be range bound for the next week or two. October is going to be boring. Going into the end of the month, I would think the 25th and beyond, or maybe even sometime between the 20th and the 25th, will start moving up. But we should see a bullish finish to this month overall. But this is not a video going over the charts. This is a video really going over x.com, because here I am on x.com. You have people like Crypto Rover, who I like Crypto Rover, but he's not right. He is oftentimes wrong, actually. Like genuinely, take that to the bank. He's pretty bad. But I like you, Crypto Rover. I think that you've got chutzpah, my friend. Anyways, 2 hours ago, saying Bitcoin's over, playing off the halving cycles. Okay, playing off the halving cycles, which I don't know what these green bands are for, but it seems kind of pointless, because the cycles never seem to have actually topped, even at the early parts. It's always like, here's in the middle, here's at the very end, here's the very end. I mean, you can do timing. This is all just time-based analysis, but I doubt that. I would expect that this cycle is going to be longer. And I actually want to go over that real quick. Let's go over why this cycle will be longer than any other cycle that we've seen so far, right? Because again, playing off the halvings here makes you think, well, it's over. That's it. That's all the time we got. We've got no more time. But that's not true. Whenever I learned technical analysis in the beginning days, one of the fundamental things that I learned about analysis was this, right? Because I was in the 2017 bull market. It was 2015, 2017, we were learning about this. What I learned was parabolic runs are not sustainable. With these massive runs come a massive sell-off, right? A massive correction. A reckoning is going to come. That's what I learned, right? They're not sustainable. Short-term runs. And that's what, if you notice, look at this, right? All of these parabolic runs, this is a straight line. This is parabolic. This is parabolic. Notice how short in time they were compared to the last cycle, compared to this cycle. We have longer cycles. Why? Because these aren't parabolic, right? Here we consolidated for 19 months. Here we've moved up, consolidated for 4 months. Here we moved up, we consolidated for 7 months. We moved up a little bit, we consolidated for 5 months. We moved up a little bit, we've been consolidating for the last 4 months, 5 months. We are being very steady. When I learned technical analysis in the very beginning, what I was taught is that the cycles that are the strongest and last the longest have good structure. And good structure is when you move up and then you move sideways. You consolidate, you stair step, like we're doing this time. So this cycle is literally setting up to be the longest cycle that we've ever seen. Therefore, okay, Crypto Rover, I raise your halving analysis and call BS, sir, because this cycle is clearly different, and everybody says this. This is a meme, what I'm saying here. This cycle is clearly different than any other cycle we've had before. I will prove it to you right now. Again, find me any other cycle where we consolidated more than 4 months more than twice. Find me any other cycle where we consolidated for more than 4 months. We had more than two periods of consolidation that lasted more than 4 months. They don't happen. They don't happen. It doesn't happen. This is very well structured. We haven't had our parabolic blow off top yet. The end of the cycle is not in. You guys, we go here. Let's use logic. And again, the purpose of this video is to screw our heads on right, okay? Because you're reading this, you're thinking, oh my God, this guy he's got 1.3 million followers. He must know what he's doing. No, trust me, he doesn't. He's like brand new. I think this is his first cycle actually. Lemon. It's no coincidence that 4 years later we're here again. You see these things, and if you're new, you don't understand how charts work. You can get swayed by these little parlor tricks. You can get persuaded by these. These could sway you, but that's not BTC 69K by October 2026. Look at this. Look, all three, and this goes back to exactly what I was saying, you guys. That at these low points, people are going to be astoundingly loud. The bears are going to be very loud. And at these high points, the bulls are going to be loud. You need to phase it all out. It's just noise, because guess what? Neither of them are going to be right for the next week or two. Ultimately, the bulls will be right. But again, we look at coin market cap. We look at the crypto fear and greed index, okay? We don't have evidence of the last cycle. This fear and greed index only was created in 2023. So we don't have any records from last cycle or the cycle before. But I'll tell you what. I would be astounded, absolutely blown away, if this thing loads in 1 second. If it takes less than 2 seconds, oh my God. If it does, oops, something went wrong. Let's see. I'd be absolutely astounded if our top was in and we never saw extreme greed, right? We haven't seen extreme greed, you guys, since 2024. We haven't seen it since 2024. We're going to be in levels of extreme greed whenever. We're not going to be in fear. We're not going to be in levels of fear whenever we're topping off. That doesn't make any sense at all. People, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Miles G Investments, Lemon, Crypto Rover, and probably there's probably so many more. And that's the whole purpose of this video, guys. I don't want you to get sidetracked. I don't want you to get distracted. Don't buy the noise. We're down right now. We're on the low ends of this move. We're in the low ends of this range. So all the bears are going to come out to play and tell you, this is it. We're going below 100K. I'm validated. They've been waiting to be validated for so long because Bitcoin's been so resilient. And I've been saying this. I'm going to say this again real quick because I want to make it clear. Let's clear up the air here with this recent drop that happened on the 10th. That was not a sign of weakness in the markets. It was a manipulated, coordinated effort. Defy me. Tell me I'm wrong. Please provide information as to why I'm wrong, because every major exchange for crypto in the world went down all at the same time over the weekend nonetheless. When there's low liquidity already over the weekend, but they took the liquidity away by closing all the exchanges. People want to pretend that this proves that crypto is weak. This proves that the underlying integrity of crypto is faulty. That all these altcoins are BS and that they're just gonna they're one bad day away from hitting a negative 50% drop. But that's not the truth. Because what happened once the exchanges came back online? Everything recovered immediately. And they've held. We even went up over the past couple of days. We're back down, but not at the low points, no. Because if the exchanges were open while this drop happened, the drop wouldn't have been as intense because people would have been buying. The liquidity was sucked out of the market. It was blocked from entering. You had nothing but open long leverage positions and stop loss orders on the books. So every time we went lower, these prices were forcibly going down, and the market makers, the exchanges which were coordinating this event, they were pushing the price down. They had an easy time. Even though they had an easy time knocking the markets down, they still couldn't take Bitcoin below 100K. If the stock market was open and it was 24/7 like crypto is, and people could trade it, whatever, and every major stock exchange went down at the same time, would that mean that there was a weakness there in the stock market? No, it's a coordinated, manipulated effort. It's obvious, right? We saw the smallest flash crash that we've seen in 2 cycles. This was the smallest flash crash for Bitcoin that we've seen in 2 bull runs in like over 5 years. It was the smallest one percentage wise, but the largest liquidation grab event. Most longs were on Bitcoin. It was the largest liquidation event, right? It's so obvious that this was a coordinated effort, right? And I don't think that a coordinated effort is going to shake me out or make me think that it's almost over, that it's no coincidence that the bull market's over here, that we're going to be at 69K. I'm not going to let that stuff shake me out. I hope you guys don't let it shake you out either, okay? We're just going here. Let's see. Can you handle another 4-year bear market? I love, they're all coming out to play now, guys. They're all coming out to play. Complacency. Where is complacency? Right here. Yeah, see, look at this. Look at this. Look at all these. Look at all these. Do not fear the bear. No, Ivan knows. Ivan, I like Ivan. He actually called the last cycle top and he called the bottom. He did. He's pretty damn good. He's been in the space, I think, as long as me, if not maybe even one cycle earlier. I can't remember. He might be one cycle ahead. I think he got in 2014. Maybe he's just a year ahead of me. In the last 4 hours. Yeah, pretty funny. Happy birthday, Charlie. Hey, happy birthday, Charlie Kirk. I didn't even know, man. It's the 14th. Happy birthday, Charlie Kirk. Yeah, we do miss you, man. That's a great picture, though. Is that in the in Antarctica, or is that in Greenland? I didn't even know. Yep, it is. Look, let's see. No, we're gonna say no. Let's just see what the average person says. Okay, well, the average person at least is not crazy. Good. Maybe I don't have to check the pulse on you guys as much as I thought, but this is only 11,000 votes. And most of the people who are on X.com right now are probably not hating life because of the drop, right? Anybody who's not on here, that they're hating life, so that we might not have the true bears even on X.com seeing this. But yeah, people are bearish, guys, and I just want to make sure that you understand that this drop was not a sign of weakness. This was not a faulty integral flaw in crypto. It was a coordinated attack. And it got exploited. Things literally got depegged because nobody was there to save the day. As soon as the markets opened back up, as soon as the exchanges came back online, everything came back instantly. Instantly. It was like that, right? So when the exchanges are offline, we dump like crazy, but when they come back online, we regulate, we pump back up tremendously. It doesn't, you know, that's not weakness. That shows that when people have access, the price gets lifted up. So don't get shaken out. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think that the best thing to do right now is to buy altcoins, not to buy Bitcoin. This is a move. This is a play. I've seen it before in the prior 2 cycles where Bitcoin is the obvious choice. It should have been all along. And then as the cycle progresses, right before we get to this finale phase, there's some kind of move that scares people out of altcoins and makes them see the light of Bitcoin. I should have been in Bitcoin all along. Why didn't I know? It was a safe haven asset. And then Bitcoin gets largely outperformed by the average altcoin. That's what happens. That's what's about to happen now. So load up on crypto, Bitcoin, altcoins, whatever. Get in. Don't be shaken out. And I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's 7:46 for me, so the stock market's open right now. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yeah, I was calling this in my last 2 videos. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we start moving up by the end of the day now, because watch, stock market is open and it's green. We were just waiting for the stock market to tell us that everything's okay. Let's see. Oh, wow, we're down. We're actually down. Isn't that funny? Wow, the stock market's down today, and Bitcoin started moving up literally the moment that the stock market opened up down. That's kind of wild. That's not what I was expecting. I did say we'd move up once the stock market opened up, but that's because I thought we'd open up green. But whatever. Stock market took a spill. You know, if we do go a little bit lower, it'll just be a little bit lower with Bitcoin. It'll be a little bit lower with crypto. But the bears are going to be the loudest at this part. Okay. Tomorrow or later today, when we're back at 113K, 115K, they're going to be dead silent. And then the bulls are going to be euphoric. Don't listen to any of them. If anything, listen to the bulls. But really, just do your game, play your game, buy, hold, be patient. We have months, multiple quarters of a year left. We have a half year or more left of this bull cycle. Don't be swayed any other direction. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye.